dat Omnec Onec is gearriveerd. So Omnec Onec is known as the woman from Venus. She is actually somebody who was not born on Earth. She was born not only on another planet, but also in another dimension. She lived on the astral plane of Venus before she manifested herself a physical body and came to Earth at the age of 7. And she's, for example, walking. Maybe you know what walking is supposed to be. This is a soul exchange, that one soul leaves and another soul enters. But in Omnec's case, that's not what happened. She manifested herself, physical body, on Venus in a city called Aarde.
Hier is het dan, dames en heren, Omnec Onec.
Wow. What a reception. Oh, it's there, but it has to be closer. Okay, so I like to talk soft. Thank you for being here, and I'm overwhelmed at all the beautiful people out there. And when I first see an audience like this, all I can perceive is the beautiful souls that you are. I don't see your physical appearance. I see the soul and the perfection that you are. So I don't see you like you are. I see you like you really are. Because you are not this body, you're not this mind, you are a soul first. And this body is a vehicle so that you can have your experiences here on earth. And I want to extend to you my excitement and appreciation for you allowing me to share time with you, okay? They're fine.
No?
I think so. They're staying there.
So it's bad. So?
Yeah, if it stays, it's okay.
So?
Yeah. I think it's meant. I think you mean. It takes a little adjustment for the physical technology or whatever. It's just a little bit too close. Okay. I hope that's it. I hope we're settled. I hope everybody's happy now. Because I always start laughing and then I'm hopeless for about 10 minutes. I can't control my laughter. When I laugh, I can't do nothing else. So if I start laughing, you'll have to wait until I catch my breath and stop crying and then start crying while I'm laughing because I have no control when I laugh. And this beautiful staff was a gift from Primitive. It used to belong to Viresh, her master, before he died. He used it to assist himself when he had trouble with his legs, and I'm so honored to. Now it's mine. We decorated it so it looks elegant, and it's a special stick that has the wood has preserved the soul of the plant. It's prepared in such a way by special people she told me for over 200 years. Is that right? Oh, that's 200 lifetimes. That's their word. They choose the wood and remove it at a certain time of the moon. I choose it so that it doesn't damage the plant, and it's retaining the energy and life force. Isn't that wonderful? It's so soft and smooth, it feels alive. And it's so beautiful. They selected feathers and angels and beautiful things, so I chose what I wanted on my staff. And you're welcome to look at it, but I don't know what to do with it now. I have to figure out, hopefully it stays there. It doesn't fly away or anything. I really don't know what we're supposed to speak about. I speak about the transformation, the soul. What did you say? Where is Omnec? Did she disappear?
Lilian Ferru, you had a question on that?
Yeah, I said, what am I supposed to speak about? Anything particular?
Yeah, what's going on in the world right now?
Oh, the transformation.
Can change that.
I'll speak about the transformation. The transformation process is what we're in. I speak about so many things I don't remember, and I don't pay attention to the schedule. I'm always just here, and whatever is needed, I try to provide. And somehow, through my expression to you of what I'm trying to explain, most of your answers shall be answered if you just listen. Because I never know what information flows through, and when it's transformed and transferred to you, you'll find things that you often wondered about are answered in the process. That's just the way I work, okay? And you know, I'm going to have a birthday in a week or so, and we're celebrating Southern Germany. And Sheila would have been 68, and I always assumed, since I had her birthday, that I was 68. And Uncle Odin is the one who accompanied me from Venus to Earth. He lives in a large mothership that is an actual space laboratory, scientific laboratory. And there are people who reside there and work with him, but he's outside the Earth's atmosphere at a higher frequency, where you can't observe him with physical eyes, but he's in close proximity of the Earth always. And he searches for special things that Earth people need to be healthier and feel younger and look younger, and make them available to me through certain channels, because that's his way of assisting me. And he's a wonderful person, and he always plays jokes on me when he contacts me. The lights will flash on or off, and I'll say, "Is that you, Uncle Logan?" Because he finds a way to contact me, and he can't physically be there. But I know he's always somewhere, and he's observing right now, and people love him more than me sometimes. He's very special. He's very tall. He has beautiful white, long, wavy hair to his shoulders, and he has a face that's like an angel. Absolutely incredible. And he replaced my father. When my mother died, my uncle, and that's my father's brother, and his wife, Arena, took care of me like my parents until I decided to come to Earth. And the whole life on Venus, how our culture is, how we live, what happens when we transform into other energy and go go higher, it's all in the book. But most of our culture is designed and created from our memory of being a physical society before we were astral. I forget to drink water, and Anya's always telling me, drink. So if you get the trilogy, it has details of my tradition life. So we're not going to speak about that. We're going to talk about what's happening now on Earth and how we got here, okay? It was a decision that was made in the early 90s when I was just beginning to teach in Europe. And they contacted me. The spiritual hierarchy has always been guiding me and there. And we have meetings and they relate to me what my mission will be from then on. Now you have to do this, now you have to. So they're my guide. They guide me along the way. And they are the beings who once lived physical and finished their spiritual incarnations. And we exist for millions of years. Every soul is eternal. So you are thousands of years old as soul. So don't think you're 40 or 60 or 15 or whatever. You are very ancient. Because you don't understand that when you were created, you were just an energy, little particle of energy from the Creator, which is the source of energy for all living things. This is our understanding of the Creator. And I'll tell you the story so you understand. And then you realize the greatness that you are. Sorry. Drinking is necessary. So, I will continue. The Creator, as we understand it, is the greatest source of energy ever. And it's always existed. Where it came from, we do not know. But we assume it's a collective life force from the cosmos, from everything. Everything in nothing. Everything in nothing. Think about that. It's great, huh? And this energy said, oh, I have such wonderful forces and energy flowing through me. What can I do with this? What can I create from myself? And it was thinking, it thought for eternity. And then it said, I have ideas. And then it began taking smart parts of itself. And it said, every part of myself will be an individual life force on its own for eternity, and I will set it free with its free will to choose what it wishes to experience. And I will create wonderful dimensions from where I am, all the way down to the very end of my existence, which is the physical universe. So there's the physical dimension, there's the astral dimension. These are all dimensions on the way. And then there's the causal, the mental, then the etheric, and the last dimension is the soul dimension where the Creator resides. This is where we began. And so when God created us, the Creator, we existed there. That's our true home, okay? So here we're little souls. We don't have any experience. We only are. We're a light, an energy source. But we have no idea that we are. So God said, well, I'll send you on a journey from here down to the very bottom. And in the physical, He will give you a vehicle exist in and to experience. And so the soul was sent on its journey, and God is creating these souls every instant of time, every moment. There's no end to the creation. So He takes these little souls, and they're given their individuality forever, always be individual and unique. And every experience you have is carried in the soul memory throughout every life existing. So when you begin your journey, you cross the etheric, and there you collect and gather the energy in the energy body around the soul. The etheric body is your first body. And of course, something doesn't have a form at first. It's just a collection of energy. And the energy from this etheric level gives the soul the understanding of its divineness and its connection to the source. So that's what the etheric does. And then the soul collects that energy form around itself for protection, because when it goes more and more, it has to collect energy from every dimension for protection, and so it can exist in that place. Because every place has energy source, and the energy source provides the soul with certain abilities and survival energy it needs. So the first place is the etheric, and then it goes around, down to the next level. And the next level is the causal, and the causal is the energy source that allows the soul the memory of every existence it has. It collects this energy over the etheric body and over the soul. So it's giving sheaths over each body as it goes. And then it begins the next journey, which is into the mental dimension. And the mental dimension gives the soul the energy it collects from there in the body, allows the soul to have the ability to think, and through thinking, create. You can visualize, you can remember, you have the connection to the Creator through the etheric. So now you're getting somewhere. Now you're starting to become aware of your existence. Are you following me so far? Okay. The next dimension they come into is the astral. And the astral is the best, because really it is not just because I'm wrong here. It's because the astral dimension, the energy in this dimension, allows the soul to feel and have emotions. So it collects this astral body of energy over the soul. Then it comes into the next dimension, and it's the physical. That's it. That's where you land. That's the final destination. You're home. You're there. You're not home, but you're somewhere where you can learn and experience. And when you first arrive, you don't come as a person. You are existing in the mineral form, because we have cycles you have to experience here before you ever reach it. See, that stage of existence is a little higher. You can't do that right away. The Creator intends for every soul to experience every possibility of experience there is in the physical. So you start out as a mineral, and there's millions of possibilities of minerals. experience the soul needs to become one with the source again. So millions of years you reside as a stone or a crystal or minerals and water, and one by one you experience everything. Some minerals nourish people and animals and plants, and eventually you evolve in, but between each individual life experience, you go higher. One of the other dimensions, usually the astral, and there you observe what you have experienced. Then you choose your next experience. You're shown what happened and what you experienced, and you must fulfill a what was that? Is that a wake-up call or what? Hey, Uncle Otis. I don't know what that was. Those kind of things happen. When I'm around, you never know what to expect. I always warn the place when I'm coming. Watch out, Omnec's on the way. Be prepared, because I bring a little chaos. And the chaos corrects everything somehow. But it's always joyful, it's always unexpected, it's always something harmless. As I was saying, you have to serve a purpose in each individual life before you're free to move on to the next stage of your evolution in the mineral state. And you go and reside higher and you observe what you experience and choose. You choose every experience, every life cycle that happens as soul. It's not chosen for you. It's not created by karma. The creator doesn't decide. You do. So you're responsible for whatever you experience. And that's a very heavy thing to think about. You can't blame nobody or anything for anything. It's all you. You know, we've been taught by religion and everything that God is responsible, or Christ is responsible, or if you believe in reincarnation, it's karma. But that isn't so. It's your free will and choice. God gave you that in the beginning, and you have it forever. It's never anything that happens in your life that you didn't choose beforehand. You don't. You don't remember, but you chose it. This mind doesn't have the capacity or doesn't have a clear connection to the soul. So you're lost while you're here. And I'm here to remind you that you're a soul and to explain what happened so you know why you're in the condition you're in today, okay? That's what I'm doing. And so here you're residing as mineral, and not just on Earth. The whole physical galaxies and universes and whatever exists in the physical realm. You have been there at one time or another and experienced being a mineral. And when you finish that realm of existence, like serving the purpose as a healing crystal, or a stone to build a house, or a stone someone takes home and puts in their fireplace, you know. You have to think there's endless possibilities. It can keep you busy for days, just imagining your existence only in the mineral state. So you can imagine how long you have existed. It staggers the imagination. because it's so wonderful. And when you start discussing it and thinking about it, then you realize the wonder of the Creator and yourself. Isn't that wonderful? And then when you go through all the possibilities in the mineral stage, and then you're ready for the next evolutionary cycle of your existence, you come back as a plant. And you live in a plant kingdom and existence on all planets, everywhere in the physical. Your nourishment for food. You could be a carrot, you could be a tree, you could be a beautiful flower and have a short life, but you serve a certain purpose, and then you go on, and it's amazing, right? You think about, doesn't that make you feel wonderful? You realize how wonderful you are, and how long you've existed, and then finish the plant, realm, and evolution category of your existence, and go back and observe and choose the next entrance. This goes on and on. We have eternity. There's no limit to our existence. And everybody's in a rush. You don't have to rush for anything. It only creates stress and problems, because why are you hurrying? Because you set time and divided your days into time, by the hours of the day, by the night, by the year. All this is set for your working and to divide your days and so on. But we've become so used to it that we have to do this at a certain time. And people become very demanding. It's very hard for other people who keep no track of time like me. I'm the worst. I keep my time is Venusian time. And we're always taking our time. We're not on time ever. Because we don't believe in time. Time is the perception of man and the creation of man. It only exists in the universal as a universal fact. But it doesn't limit you to the minute or the second. So then when you finish all your plant incarnations, and you've gone and observed shows over and over again, and this goes on like that, you don't know how long it takes to be these things. You could spend 1,000 years as a stone or a crystal. These are permanent life forces. And some souls reside in them for a while, serve a purpose, and then another soul can enter because they're permanent. These forms of existence are permanent. They're shared by many souls. So a crystal is always living, always has a new soul, and the old one is doing something else. That's just the way it is. And that's why crystals are valuable in stones, because they retain life energy forever. They never die. They just have different residents. It's not for rent, no, just there for anyone to use, because we don't rent. We don't rent on Venus either. You can leave the house and it's there for whoever needs it. And if they wish, they recreate the house. But real life force and understanding is acute. We work in cooperation. That's the way the Creator intended. Everything on earth, everything serves a purpose, everything cooperates with other life forms to create harmony and balance. And that's what we're about. And then eventually, after going through mineral, plant, you enter the animal stage, and it's animal creation, and everyone agrees to it. When you're born, or before you're born, created, you know as an animal that you'll have to destroy other life forms in order to survive. And the instinct of survival is the first step to the evolution of becoming even a human. That instinct is dominant, and survival instinct is instilled in life forms of higher beings because it's necessary for your survival. And people think it's cruel, but it's not. It's just a natural thing that was meant to be. And the Creator is so wonderful because it was aware of this before it was ever creating anything. And you know the basis of your creation is love, because the Creator loved itself so much, it said, everything I create will procreate of itself in never-ending cycles, and therefore I will always exist in my creation, and I'll always be, I'll never cease to be. So that's what life is, that's what souls are. And horribly complicated when you're human, when you're a man, because you have interactions, relationships, and most of them are relationships, because they're based on, I love you because you're beautiful, I love you because I can manipulate and control you, and it becomes very complicated. One tries to dominate the other, and here in our societies, they try to force their thinking, concepts, everything on you, and they try to take away your freedom and your free will. And it's a struggle for humans, because humans know they have this somewhere. And why are other people controlling, manipulating, using? Because this is not cooperation, this is not love, this is not something that's natural for us as a soul. And we see it, and we don't really understand it. And then many of you, after hundreds and hundreds of incarnations, you say, no, something's wrong. And you know that somewhere there's a real home where you belong. You don't belong here. You know that, and you feel that. And you're sad, and you're searching, looking at the stars and saying, where did that come from? It has to be something better than this. Because our societies can become very ugly and very destructive. And I'll explain that after a break, okay? We'll have a 10-minute break and I'll continue, okay? Okay. be just like Paul. I can do it. It's not easy.
It's your straight.
Yes, thank you. She told me I have to learn to be a little more rebellious because I'm very respectful of society and the rules and regulations. I don't want to offend no one, and so I go out to smoke. I know some people think it's not holy to smoke, but it has nothing to do with the physical. It's only physical. The spiritual self doesn't care, and God doesn't care. God said do everything, experience everything, and we must try. But we have to understand that everyone else doesn't understand. So we have to say, you're allowed to do everything. It has nothing, yeah. I always have trouble with these things. I feel like I'm being attacked. That sounds strange creature. It's always funny for me. The microphones and technology just doesn't comply with my energy. No. It always misfunctions and doesn't function right. And I'll be happy when we have telepathic abilities that can. So we won't have to fiddle with this crap. It's really a waste of time. And the transformation process is a process to return humans to the beautiful original state that was intended. Because we got lost along the way, and there was many ugly things that happened in our development here, in creating societies, and the whole story is in the book called Simply Wisdom and Love, the Unknown History of Our Solar System. And you'll find that during the time of Atlantis and Lemura, our technology was taken by force from us. They created a war and destroyed many of us on Earth in order to gain the technology. But they didn't have the awareness to really be responsible, and that is the problem. They took the technology without knowing how to use it. This technology was developed on a higher realm and brought to Earth to benefit mankind, and it was misused and abused. It was used to divide the brain of every human so that they had that function and had contact and guidance from the higher realms was nullified. And the only part that functioned was the physical part, so you could speak to each other and eat and survive and live, and they divided all the races and created new languages and new communication systems. So man could not work in cooperation and have spiritual power anymore. And we decided, well, this can't happen, not to this planet, because this Earth was created in cooperation with thousands of beings from higher dimensions, from other galaxies, the brotherhoods, all the beings helped to create this beautiful planet by bringing minerals and plants and animals to work in cooperation to create a paradise and a beautiful environment and work together in harmony. And this was the most beautiful planet ever created for that reason. And we can't let anything happen to it. It's went through destructive cycles twice and almost ceased to exist. And we worked hard to rebuild it and bring it and heal it and bring it back. It's all in that book, Simply Wisdom and Love. It's my new book. I'm in workbook and a tool for you to assist you and make you understand what happened, why you are the way you are today, and why society is like, it's fucked up, okay? Put it simply. And so what we're working to do and have been, it began in the early 30s. The esoteric development began. And they started working on building a spiritual united force for mankind. And it developed with the higher beings, helped the spiritual hierarchy, the ascended beings, all are working together through their missionaries and their teachers and the beautiful beings who are bringing the light and the light bearers, because they're bearing the light for all mankind, and that includes you, all of you, who are striving to raise your awareness, and apparently you're getting there. It's happening. Because I was informed for the first time from my uncle and the spiritual hierarchy that my work for 27 years on the transformation process is now being completed. And that means that the whole time, even if you didn't know it, there are new chakras being created in your body to allow the energy to flow through you and support you spiritually and help your awareness. And the brain is being connected to work as a whole brain again. So you have telepathic abilities and everything is working. The spiritual hierarchy, the other beings are working from their level. My galactic brothers and sisters are working from their ships and from their planets, sending this energy to the earth for reinforcement. And that means that the negative forces have lost. They have to move on. They can't control Earth anymore. And this happened, the very beginning happened on June the 24th, when they were working with the people at the Hydra Energy Collider in CERN in Geneva, Switzerland. And people thought they're manipulating the weather. There was all this fear and negative things going around because the negative forces knew we were doing something. And they made sure that everybody got afraid. And there was demonstrations about closing down these places. It's a danger to mankind. And in reality, they were working to create a wonderful transformation for the earth. They were under the guidance of the galactic beings. And these scientists on Earth and in Switzerland were working full-time, and in Russia. All these scientists were working with the Venusians, the Martians, the Teutonia, the Pleiadians. All these people were working together. And we're creating the transformation which is being completed now. And the negative forces know that they're losing, and they're using all their energy and retaliation. And all this destruction is going on everywhere. You have people with machetes and knives killing others and killing themselves. And we knew this would happen because when they can't accept the positive trueness of what is, and they can't control, manipulate, and limit, and hold you back from your true self, then they resort to destruction. And it creates fear in society and among people. And you are in danger when you go to shopping malls, theaters, theme parks, all these places, it's a good place for them to kill and create destruction. So you have to be aware. Don't go there alone. Take someone with you. And if you have to be there for any reason, never separate. Because our people are protecting you, but not if you're individually running in different directions. We can't do that, no matter how powerful we are. So please be aware, and your families, tell them to stay in their homes and go out and get their food and get medicine, whatever they need, and simply return home, because you are safe. Anyone in touch with me, anyone looking for information, knowledge, they're working for the good of mankind and the good. So you are guarded and protected by my beings, by the hierarchy, by everybody. But the beings on earth, the ones who are fighting and killing, and they're trying to take as many people or souls with them as possible, because your soul will be safe, but they can damage and injure or even kill the physical and prevent you from completing the transformation. And we don't want that. But be assured that you're going to be safe because you're protected, because you're important. You're light people, light workers, okay? And just do your meditations, because your meditations are reinforcing this powerful energy that we are, okay? And you can read more about it in the book. It tells you when you have high-pitched sounds in your ear, or you have sharp pain in certain parts of your body, this is the new chakras being created. And the sounds are because your brain is connecting again and you're aware of the spiritual worlds again. And telepathy happens when you want to contact someone and they immediately know and they'll respond. So it is happening. And it is happening. It really is. And I have brought papers which I'll make I'll have someone in your group make copies for you. It's scientific, printed out proof, and there's a video available where you can see that CERN was taking atoms and crashing them together, and particles fly out. And they collect those, and then they crash them together. You know how it works, right? They really go fast through this thing they have created. They collide at high speeds, and they break open and particles fly out. I don't know if you know or understand. I don't understand. But it's explained to me. So they did this over and over and got smaller and smaller particles and to infinity, the finest and smallest structures of the physical, the atoms, the structures that are creation, the particles of energy that create this world. And in the process, they came to me, they saw me out maybe 10 years ago. They came to the house where I lived in Germany, a man and his research assistant from CERN traveled to the home where I lived and knocked on the door and said, "Is Omnec there?" And my friend said, "Oh, she's upstairs. She's just having her coffee and she just woke up." I said, "We need to speak with her." And I said, "Can scientists see me?" And I'm not a scientist, I'm an organist. What does that want with me, right? I was surprised. I went down and they said, "We need to talk to you." I said, "Why?" They said, "We've been sent to you primarily to get information to help us with our experiment." I thought, me? I know, Lord, can I help? I have no scientific knowledge. And when they talk about nuclear physics, I'm totally lost. I'm like a big question mark on my face. I'm sitting there, what? I don't understand this. How can I benefit you? And he said, would you accompany us to a restaurant and we'll discuss it? And I said, can I bring a friend? Because he went to college, he might understand more than me. So I invited my friend Jaren, who had lived with me for 10 years. And he'd been in the military, he went to college, and he was very spiritual. I thought, maybe he understands better. And I felt more secure. So I went with the scientist and the researcher. The scientist's name was Nicholas, and scientist, researcher, Chris, that was an easy name to remember. And they were from Switzerland, from CERN. And CERN is located in Geneva on the border of the Swiss and Italian border. And they have this energy collider. Of course, they have them all over the world. They have one in Chicago, they have one in Japan, they have one in Mexico. They're located in different places, and they all do different experiments. The one in CERN was the one our people decided to use and to work with, because they found cooperation through the Swiss and Russian scientists and the Japanese all worked together. And they worked out this project, and I didn't understand. And we went to the restaurant. They said, Omnec is simple. We crashed all these particles together. They get smaller and smaller as the particles pop out. And they said the world things were working, looking for the boson particle. They call it the God particle. But in reality, we're trying to see what happens when we go into the infinite particles and crash them together. What happens there? I said, well, what happened? He said, there's two possibilities. We can create a wormhole and a doorway to the past and the future. I said, well, what good is that? The past is finished, the future is not here. We don't need that. And he looked at it and said, and the other possibility is we can create a doorway to the other dimensions. I said, I choose that one. Hey, if you let me choose, that's what I want. And he said, that's all we wanted to know. And that was it. Nothing else was said. They gave me their addresses and contact information. We drank some beer, we celebrated, went outside, looked at nature. There was a pond with frogs, a nice place outside. And my son joined us before we left the restaurant. He was living with me in Germany. His name is Zonder. Zonder is a Venusian name. And I gave him that when he was born, because he had spiritual qualities, and I knew he would serve an important purpose in the future of Earth. And he joined me at the restaurant before we finished our conversation. And he was more aware of what they were doing than I was. And he was talking, and he contacted them by email, by phone. And I had their phone number in America. I called them once. I called Chris just to touch base and let him know I'm back in America now. And I'm doing fine. That was before my stroke. And I forgot about it until I came to Germany this time. And I'd only been here a few days when I got a call from my friend Clementina Wingy. Her husband, Wolf Wingy, created the Soul Journey CD with me over a 3-year period for the Soul Journey. The music, everything was created by musicians and us working together to create an experience through music for people to enjoy. And all the mantras come from Tibet and are in Sanskrit, because Sanskrit is the oldest language spoken or written. And they tell me the energy from these mantras is more pure because of the oldness of the language. Because it was before language was destroyed and men were divided and new stuff created. So it's old and it carries more power. And so when I arrived in Germany, I got the phone call and he told me, "Did you hear about what happened in Stern at the energy collider?" I said, "No. I've been on an airplane, I've been watching TV, and I'm just getting over my jet lag, so I don't know anything." And she said, "They opened a doorway into another dimension." I said, "Wow, that's amazing." And she said, "You can see it on YouTube. A scientist recorded it and put it on YouTube for people to observe." Of course I went to see it. I got the link and the information, and I couldn't believe it. It's so beautiful. But you can see the energy coming from love and interacting with the earth over miles and miles. And there's a big cloud of swirling energy and lightning flashes here and there because the door is open. And now we have this weather that's happening, rain, heavy rain, then hot, and when it's hot, it's intensified. And then cold, ice cold, and more rain, more rain. And in Germany, we had rivers running through the streets, and down the hillsides, and along the sides of the highway, you couldn't drive in smoke. And it was astounding, like a flood. And I thought, wow. And Uncle told me, yes, this is the transformation process, the cleansing of our atmosphere, and energizing of our atmosphere to change the vibration and raise the energy level of the earth. It's happening. It's happening right this moment. Everywhere. But it's happening very gently and much easier than we thought because of all the participation. All people over 27 years, I've created meditations. I've created more information for people, and people are eagerly participating. And when you hear negative critiques, which they're always there, a big meteor is going to come, hit the earth, or the planet's going to explode, God knows what. They make up the silliest stuff for you to hear. But it's only to create fear, because fear is the tool they use on earth to control you. If they keep you in fear, then you're not focused on the good stuff, the light. It's distracting you and it's polluting the channel so that everything is blocked. And we've got to get rid of this so that we can create openness and be in our center and receive the energy. It's the only possibility. When you hear bad stuff, turn off the TV because it's a program. It instills fear and about the politics. You forget that. Politics are part of this world. They have no room in your life because it's all controlled by money, not who you vote for. I mean, you vote for somebody, but it doesn't make a bit of difference. They're going to select who they wish because the evil, dark forces are controlling, and now they have to surrender. They are surrendered. They've already accepted their time is up. And the billionaires and the new monetary system is going to be introduced shortly. And it's all in the papers papers I have in my suitcase, and I can make it available for you to read, okay? What?
Please do. Yes.
Because this is important. It's confirmation of what I've been working for. It's scientifically proven facts is happening. And as I read, I made notes of the years that this stuff was happening, and the years of what I was doing coinciding and working together. And you'll see how it develops. It's amazing. It goes from the 1990s up until now, okay? And this is important because we are in the transformation and we have won. The negative forces have lost and have decided that millionaires and billionaires can retain a certain property, castle, or whatever, and $1 billion in spending money, but no more can they control human beings with their money and with their crap. It's over. And if they don't surrender and comply, they will be removed from this planet to another galaxy and annihilated. That's it. No choice. Because they'll have to be recycled as soul to come back with a clean consciousness and awareness. That's some way they can function. Or go somewhere else and create their crap or garbage for young souls, brand new souls, to experience as they wish that garbage. We don't have it anymore, okay? It's all over. And that's what the transformation is. It's almost completed, and the details are in my book, and you can read all about it and catch up, okay? But we're going to do a mantra to clearly name the energy and the fear and everything from the room so you're clear, okay? We're going to do Kala. It's the mantra from the astral level. And this clean balances the emotions. And we must do that for ourselves, okay? So we'll take 3 deep breaths and relax. Set your feet together on the floor and your hands clasped like this. Your thumbs touch your lap, chin. Relax. Relax is important. Have your back straight. This forms a channel for the energy. The energy flows from the earth and from above through the different chakras and circles around and through the body. This creates like your own energy field, like you're a little planet or a UFO. And that's how God wants you to be. So we'll take 3 deep breaths and we'll chant the mantra Kala 6 times, okay? And so take 3 deep breaths. We shall begin. Whoever wishes needs a hug, okay? I'll stand up and give hugs to people. We have to give a real hug. Stand up. Standing up. You stand in front of me. Okay. I'm sitting down. I can't really hug you. It's not a hug. I'll hug as many people as possible. Yes. Without getting dizzy.
You do or don't stand. Okay.
You can feel it. Sometimes you feel pressure on your hand or trembling in your body. He will ask you to come. They come and they do what is necessary for each or every one.
Hey.
Well,